Now, some good news for big gulp drinkers in New York City. On Tuesday, a New York appellate court rejected Mayor Michael Bloomberg's proposed ban on sugary drinks sold in containers 16 ounces or larger. Mayor Bloomberg, who is pushing for the ban to combat the city's obesity problem, is promising to appeal the court's ruling. So what should New Yorkers think about all this? Well, let's ask one of them. Joining me now is comedian Alex Barnett. Alex, welcome to the show.
Well, I think it shows that people are free to be fat if they want, and they don't have to worry about breaking the law.
Well, now that it looks like New Yorkers can keep their big gulps, is everyone breathing a bit easier up there, or perhaps breathing rapidly with their heart racing now that soda spigots are flowing and the sugar highs are spreading?
I think people are enjoying their soda freely and easily in the hot weather. I'm sure big gulp drinkers are walking around, wiping the perspiration from their head and taking a big sip of their slushies and blue sodas, even as we're speaking.
So I get it. Bloomberg's ban on big gulps appears to be the most perfect example of the nanny state run amok. But doesn't the government have a role in stemming obesity, or should we just let them eat cake or drink big gulps?
Well, look, I mean, I think the answer is, we don't want to have a lot of fat people around in New York City. We have a small amount of space here, particularly on Manhattan. Subway cars are not that big. The taxis are getting smaller all the time. So obviously, a lot of obese people doesn't help us. On the other hand, it makes it easier to catch a cab if you can outrun a fat person. So it goes both ways. But seriously, I mean, I think, look, people are worried that if they ban soda, then what's next? It's a slippery slope till they're banning chocolate, then they're banning, magazines, newspapers, then, types of people. I think that's where people get nervous.
The American Beverage Association is applauding this decision. Is there anything that should be done about these companies and trade groups that are literally peddling poison onto consumers?
Yes, I think they should be flogged and shot. I mean, these guys are not good guys. They're about making money. But on the other hand, if they want to come to my comedy shows, then they're my best friends, and I love them. And whatever I just said, I take back. No, look, trade groups are paid to do what they do, which is lobby on behalf of their customer organizations, and that's what they're doing. There are legitimate sides to both this debate. Public health advocates versus, free industry and free speech and all that kind of thing, and freedom of choice. But the trade group guys, look, they're getting paid by certain people to promote certain interests, and that's what they're doing.
So I just want to apologize for the phrasing of this last question, but what would a mayor named Wiener do about drinks called big gulps?
Boy, that's a great question. I don't know. I mean, boy, something involving sexting, I'm sure. But they call it like the naked soda. I don't know.
Right, I'm sure there's...
I don't think that's not as big a problem right now.
Unfortunately, there's probably dozens of sects that include the word wiener and big gulp. That was comedian Alex Barnett speaking on behalf of the Thin People constituency in New York. You can learn more about him on his website, alexbarnettcomic.com.